everybody and welcome back to the Mum on the Go. I am Steph and thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. Before we go any further, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who has liked and subscribed so far, and if you haven't, make sure you click that subscribe button, and even better, give it a little like or leave me a comment below after you've watched my video. This video I'm going to be covering a little bit more about my pregnancy. For those of you that are watching this video for the first time, or if you've not watched any of my other videos, I am a new mum and my baby is now 10 weeks old. But I'm covering back because I wish that I had vlogged my pregnancy and I never. Just because I had such a really enjoyable pregnancy. It was really good, but I just wish that I had. I was really active with covering it on my social media pages, but not so much. I've not obviously vlogged it before, so I'm doing it now. I'm a little bit late, I'm a little bit late to the party with the pregnancy vlog, but I'm just going to catch up and let you guys catch up too. We found out we were pregnant in January and I posted a video of that already, and that was like our pregnancy video that we hadn't posted before. We'd never made it public, so that was quite exciting to get that up and let everybody see the moment where we found out we were going to be parents. And as you've seen from the video, my dog was hilarious. She just wanted to eat the pregnancy test. So yes, check that video if you haven't seen it yet. It's a really lovely one. But now I'm going to start to cover the lead up to we had our 12-week scan, our gender reveal, and just really how my pregnancy went and how I felt and things like that. So after finding out I was pregnant, I was really happy. I didn't even know that I was pregnant. It was a really big surprise, and thankfully, my full pregnancy, I was really healthy, which was amazing. I had no morning sickness. I was incredibly lucky. And obviously, a lot of the things I'm going to cover in a lot of my videos, they're personal to me, and everyone has their own experiences, and I can't stress enough how everybody is totally different. And if I had another baby, then that pregnancy would probably feel completely different, and my body would act completely differently. I am a fitness instructor and personal trainer, so I was really active throughout my pregnancy as well, and that was something I really wanted to continue as far as I could into the pregnancy, nice and safely. I'm also pre and postnatal certified, so I did have the knowledge to continue that journey, which was really good, and that was a bonus. So we found out we were pregnant in January, and I was about 4 to 5 weeks pregnant, I think. And then we didn't want to wait until our 12-week scan to tell anybody. Obviously, we would have got our 12-week scan on the NHS, and it would have meant that we could have waited and let everyone know that we had made it to 12 weeks. But I was really desperate to tell our family, just because I kind of wanted them to be part of the little bubble that we were in before everyone else knew publicly. So my husband and I were in this little bubble, just him and I, for about 9 weeks, and we booked a private scan, and we went to Window to the Womb in Hamilton, which the service was amazing. So if anybody is looking or thinking about getting a scan, we would definitely recommend it. Because we were really early on and we were actually unsure how many weeks we were, we went private and got this scan, and the images, we actually got an internal scan. The images were super clear, and to be honest, that moment I will never forget. So at a private scan, we had a really big television. It was really big in the room, and the room's darkened, and it's a really lovely atmosphere. And then this little image just popped up on the screen, and there was a baby there. They showed me this little thing that was going to become my baby, and I honestly was gobsmacked. I couldn't actually believe how much we could see at such an early stage. We did try to do a ultrasound scan, but I was a little bit too early for that. But honestly, this moment, I will never forget it, because I was actually speechless. Me and my husband both were. We just couldn't believe it. And it was so nice to be able to go there together, especially post with everything that happened with COVID. A lot of people were missing the opportunity to have their partner with them at their scans, which I just think is absolutely heartbreaking, and I'm so grateful again and thankful that that never happened to us, and we were both able to be together. So that was amazing, and they gave us lots of lovely scan pictures and things like that. So we took those scan photos, and it was really close to Valentine's Day, and I got some little t-shirts made, gave baby grows, and put them in a bag with the scanned photo and some chocolates, and pretended that we had got everyone in our family a little Valentine's present. But actually we had a very exciting present to give them all, and that was the news that they were going to be either, you know, grandparents, aunties, things, uncles, things like that. So that was really exciting. We still kept that we still kept that circle really, really small, and it wasn't until we had passed our 12-week mark that we had our NHS scan and we announced the news that we were having a baby publicly, and my phone blew up. It was crazy. So much support. Everyone was so lovely, so happy for us, and that was really, really lovely. And we did a little reveal with our dogs. So we had we were holding the dogs, and we had the little scan picture, and that was really cute. From there, we then decided that we wanted to find out the gender. I am far too impatient. I really admire people that wait all the way till the end of their pregnancy, but that was, I was too impatient. I couldn't wait to find out. My husband and I were quite certain that we were having a girl. I don't know why we felt like that, but we were, from the start, we had all these girls' names picked out, and we decided to go for the gender scan just after 16 weeks. So you can get it after 16 weeks. Again, we could have waited to go on the NHS and get it at 20 weeks, but I was turning 30, and due to COVID, I wasn't able to have a party or even many family around. We had to do it outside in the back garden. So I decided that this was going to be the moment where I was going to do the gender reveal. We were originally going to go on holiday for my 30th, this big, you know, celebration. And then obviously due to COVID, none of that was going to happen. So we just decided to have a small garden gathering with our close family and reveal the gender of our baby. So this scan, we also went to Window of the Womb as well in Hamilton, and again it was a really lovely service that we received there. We got our pictures again, and she placed the gender in an envelope, and my sister was in charge of revealing what we were having, and we had decided to have a slightly different gender reveal. So I was looking up for ideas, and there was loads of lovely ones. I love all the cannons and the balloon pops, and there was just so many good ideas. But we decided to get balloons. Well, my sister was obviously in charge of the colour because we weren't sure whether it was pink or blue, and she attached them onto our dogs, and then we shut the curtains, opened the doors, and the dogs ran out into the garden with the balloons attached to their head. So that was what is in the video, which I'm going to show you now. It was quite hard to get from the video. Obviously, we're all trying to video the gender reveal, but also watch and be live in the moment, so it was quite hard to actually get footage of it. So a lot of people said to me, oh, I couldn't quite see what was going on. So yeah, the doors opened and the dogs ran out, and we'd had a vote before this happened of who thought team pink, team blue, and only my mother-in-law and my dad voted for team blue, and then everyone else voted for team pink. Here's the reveal.
Yeah!
So as you can see, it was team blue, and we had a baby boy. We couldn't believe it because we were both convinced it was going to be a girl. So the name search began again, and I will reveal, if you don't know us, then I will reveal this name in the birthing video, which is still to come. So make sure you stay tuned in, and make sure you subscribe, because then you will get a notification when that video goes live. And from then on, we started to work on our nursery. So we got everything prepared for that, started to buy things. I started to buy clothes. Tried not to buy too many clothes because you can get really out of control and it gets a little bit crazy. And I'm also going to do a little video review of the nursery for you and how we built that up, and chat a little bit about the things that we bought and what I would buy again and what I wouldn't buy. But I absolutely love our little boy's nursery. It turned out just perfect in the end, just like him. I actually don't know why the nursery meant so much to me, but I just really wanted to start working on it really early on. I think I just wanted to be really prepared, because I knew that when we became parents, it's going to be a lot to take on anyway, never mind then trying to finish the nursery. So we actually had that finished really early on. So I'll do another video covering the nursery later and focus on just like the scans and the pregnancy in this video. So after that scan, we then decided, we had our 20-week scan at the NHS where they do all the baby's measurements and everything like that, and that's where we got obviously our gender from the NHS as well. Confirmation it was definitely a boy. Then that scan, little Baba was not playing ball and he wasn't in the right position for them to get all of the measurements. So if you're a new mum to be and you've not had that scan yet, they take all of the measurements and they do all of the kind of, it's a little bit more in depth, so it's a little bit longer than your 12-week scan. So he was actually kind of folded over in half and his feet were up here in front of his face. So we had to go back at 23 weeks to the NHS again to try again. When we went back, he was still being a cheeky little monkey and he was actually still in the same position. We did manage to get him to move a little bit so we could get the scan done, but he was just being a wee cheeky monkey. So we did get all the measurements done and that was good, but we then decided to go for another scan privately again, which was, we decided was going to be the last one. Now, I was really undecided whether we were going to do a 4D scan because I'd seen obviously pictures and I wasn't sure, oh, is it 4D or is it 3D? Is it 3D, the one where you can see it, like their facial? I think it's 3D. 3D where you can see their face and everything like that. We kind of said to each other, right, let's just wait and we'll see what he looks like when he comes out. We'll not bother going for a scan. But then I was impatient and I really wanted to see what he looked like. So this time we went to a different clinic. We actually went to Elite Ultrasound this time. Again, it was just outside Glasgow and they were fabulous as well. So we arrived there. And this was a lot smaller. It was just almost 1-to-1, I think. I don't think they have 2 people or multiple people at a time, whereas Window to the Womb was really good, but they had different rooms and it's a lot bigger. Whereas this was just a smaller, it was almost a scan room inside a kind of office building. So that was really nice as well. Went in, little monkey again, feet were up in front of his face. So they said to us, you know, go away, go for a walk, see if we can get him to move. We actually went for a KFC and tried to eat some spicy food to see if we would move him around a little bit. Went back and the little guy he just wasn't moving. He was just quite happy. And I tried to do star jumps, high knees, everything at my scans. But as a fitness instructor, this wee guy just wasn't for budging. He was used to that kind of movement. So he wouldn't move and his feet were up. So we never actually got any of the scans where you could really see his face or anything before he came along, which I suppose in the end was quite nice because we had to wait until the day that he was born to see what he looked like. So that was the last scan that we went for that we had organised. The pregnancy continued to go well. I continued to teach all of my fitness classes, which to many people they thought I was absolutely off my head because my fitness classes were quite intense. But I knew my own level and I knew my own fitness level and I knew that what I was doing was nice and safe. I would never have done anything that would jeopardise me or the baby or anything at all. So I was just taking it down a level, taking everything down, and obviously my bump was growing and growing and growing. And I'm going to just show you a couple of the pictures of my pregnancy journey now. So I love to try and document my pregnancy throughout and kept a little photograph diary for myself, which was really, really nice to see how my body was growing and to see that I was growing this baby. And I just, honestly, I couldn't wait to meet him. I found it quite hard to talk to your baby beforehand, but I was always busy singing and dancing and things, so he was hearing my voice all the time. But yeah, we did try to do the whole, right, let's sit down and talk to the baby. And I would say that only really kind of came into its own once I started to feel him kicking. And that is the most surreal thing ever, to know that you've got a little human inside you and it's moving around. It's just madness. And everyone kept saying to me, it just feels like so crazy. So early on, you kind of start to feel like flutters and you're not really sure if that's the baby moving. But then I did start to feel quite a lot of movement. And I wasn't really sure where I was feeling the movement. it's quite hard again to tell. You're like, is that a hand, is that a foot, is that their head, is that their bum? So it's just really exciting, and to see movements in your tummy as well is, again, really, really strange, but it's just the best feeling ever to know that they're in there and you're growing them nice and healthy, and just counting down the days to meet them I felt as if, again, like I said in my last video, I felt like it went really fast, but also took every day as it came, and I enjoyed every single moment of my pregnancy, which was lovely. So I did continue to work all the way through my pregnancy, and I was so determined to stay active, and I did attend a birthing workshop with the Daisy Foundation, which was really, really good. So if anybody is looking for something, then in my area there wasn't many things that you could attend, especially as well due to COVID. Then this was really, really good, and the lady that ran it was lovely, and I just felt as if after we had went to that workshop, me and Stephen went together. It was a 4-hour workshop, and this covered everything from the minute your kind of labour starts all the way through, and it was really, really good. So it was an active birthing workshop, and that just left me feeling so much more confident when I came out of that workshop. We felt together that we were like, right, we've got this, we're a team, we know what's going to be happening. She talked us through each stage of the labour, and it just made me feel a lot more in control, that when I was going to go into labour, I would know what my body was doing and I would know how to react, which I felt was really, really important, because I felt as if then that would mean that I wouldn't panic, and I would be able to control my breathing, and I would be able to know, I mean, not everything goes to plan, which it never, of course, because, you know, babies never just come as planned, and there's always some fun and games. So there was some complications towards the end of my pregnancy, which I'm going to cover in another vlog, because this one's going on a bit longer than what I thought, because once I start talking I can't shut up. So I will cover that in probably the birthing vlog, which is probably going to be the longest one, and it's the most special, obviously, because that's the moment where we got to meet our little man. So make sure you do subscribe and check that one out. It'll be coming to the channel soon. And it's quite an emotional one, obviously, just because it's the birth of a baby. All births of babies are just so beautiful and so emotional, so make sure you check that one out. And that was me heading in really, really close to the end of my pregnancy, where, you know, everything starts to get a little bit harder. My bump was getting bigger, my feet were getting sore, but luckily I was really lucky. I was very lucky that I never experienced too much other pain, so I didn't really have any pelvic pain. Suffered a little bit with sciatica, and this was extremely painful. I've never felt pain like that before. It was actually to the point where somebody thought I was in labour once, because it came into my kind of butt cheek and my back so badly that I fell to the floor. Not like dramatically fell to the floor like on my bump or anything, but I couldn't actually get up, and that was really the only thing that I experienced throughout my pregnancy. And to be honest, I'll take that, because if that was the only problem that I had, then thumbs up. But it was actually, I walked a lot when I was pregnant, just to kind of stay active as well. But literally I'd be walking along the street, and then it would look as if someone shot me in the butt, and I would just fall down, and then I would be stuck, and I'd be like, just give me a minute, and then I'll get up. And this happened to me quite a lot when I was driving and things like that. So that was the only thing, and I couldn't really take painkillers for it, because you're obviously restricted to what you can take anyway. But obviously I didn't know when it was going to come, because it would come and it would be really, really bad, and then it would ease, and then it'd be really bad, and some days I didn't have it at all. So that was the only thing that was kind of quite unpredictable to manage, but we managed. It was very sore, but you just manage when you're pregnant. You just kind of keep going. So that brings me probably getting pretty close to the birth of our baby. The next time that I see you guys, I'll be talking over the complications that we had towards the end of our pregnancy, and what kind of birth we had in the end, and how it all went. And we've got some really, really lovely footage of, that's him waking up. We got some really lovely footage from the day that he was born as well. I also will be covering what I packed in my hospital bag, if that's any help to anybody, because for anyone that is at this stage, that kind of like, it was really, really difficult to pack, I felt, because I had one plan and then everything changed because my birth changed. So I will cover that next time, but thank you for joining me again, and I hope to see you all soon, and thank you for watching.